A 67-year-old woman from California. She practiced yoga, ate clean, stayed active. And every evening she had her ritual, a few slices of her favorite cheese. It felt comforting, even healthy. Until one morning, she couldn't lift her right arm. Half her face was numb. Her words came out jumbled. She was having a stroke. The doctors ran every test. Blood pressure, borderline. Cholesterol, slightly high, but nothing unusual. No smoking, no family history. Then came the quiet question from her neurologist. Do you eat cheese often? The answer opened a door most people never even think about. You see, over 85% of Americans over 60 eat cheese at least 2 to 3 times a week. But very few know that some cheeses nourish your heart, while others quietly choke your arteries, inflame your brain, and raise your stroke risk by up to 80%. This video isn't about fear. It's about knowledge, about giving you the power to choose what supports your body and stop what's slowly harming it. Because the truth is, not all cheese is created equal. Some are loaded with salt, phosphates, and inflammatory fats that stiffen your arteries like concrete. Others are rich in vitamin K2, postbiotics, and clean fats that protect your heart, support brain function, and strengthen bones. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 4 cheeses every senior should eat regularly, and 4 that should never touch your plate again if you want to stay independent, clear-minded, and strong well into your 80s and beyond. This isn't rumor. It's based on science, clinical studies, and real stories like the woman in California. But before we begin, I want to hear from you. What cheese do you eat most often? Mozzarella? Cheddar? Something else? Drop it in the comments, and I'll personally reply and tell you if it's healing or harming your heart. Cheese is not the enemy, but after 60, the kind of cheese you choose and how your body responds to it can either protect your heart or push you silently toward a stroke. Mr. George was 72, a retired teacher, quiet, sharp, loved gardening, jazz, and his daily sandwich with melted cheese. But for decades, he picked the wrong kind, those soft, processed slices that promise creaminess but hide a chemical load. No symptoms for years. Then one warm afternoon, while watering his garden, he collapsed. He couldn't move his right arm. His speech slurred. At the hospital, scans showed 90% blockage in his carotid artery. He had been collecting calcium, not in his bones where it belonged, but in his arteries. This happens more often than most people think. As we age, our body's ability to regulate minerals, hormones, and inflammation weakens. That makes us far more vulnerable to foods that once seemed harmless. Some types of cheese, especially those highly processed, are filled with sodium phosphate, emulsifiers, preservatives, and artificial fats. These chemicals do more than just raise blood pressure. They ignite low-grade inflammation inside your blood vessels. That inflammation roughens the vessel lining, creating sticky patches where cholesterol latches on and builds plaque. Over time, those once flexible arteries harden and narrow, quietly, painlessly, until one day, blood flow stops. It's not just about fat or calories, it's about chemistry, about what the body can handle and what it no longer can. But here's the good news. The right cheeses do the opposite. They nourish. Cheeses naturally rich in vitamin K2, especially the MK4 form, play a critical role in directing calcium to the right place. Think of K2 as your body's traffic controller. It guides calcium away from soft tissues and into bones, reducing your risk of calcification. In one long-term European study, seniors with the highest K2 intake had significantly fewer cases of arterial stiffness and heart disease. There's also CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, found in cheese from grass-fed cows. CLA reduces harmful cholesterol particles and supports the immune system. Combined with omega-3s, it creates an anti-inflammatory effect throughout the body, including blood vessels and the brain. Then we have postbiotics, special compounds created during the aging of cheese. Unlike probiotics, which are live bacteria, postbiotics are the beneficial byproducts those bacteria leave behind. They calm gut inflammation, improve digestion, and indirectly lighten the strain on your cardiovascular system. So here's the truth. Not all cheese builds strong bones. Some build blockages. And when you're over 60, your bones, arteries, brain, and immune system are no longer running on autopilot. Every choice counts more than before. The wrong cheese, cheap, quick, chemically modified, can set off a chain reaction you won't feel until it's too late. The right cheese, aged, clean, nutrient-dense, can quietly help you stay mobile, sharp, and independent for years to come. It's not about quitting cheese, it's about choosing wisely. Not all cheeses are created equal. And after 60, the right cheese doesn't just satisfy your taste buds. It can protect your brain, stabilize your blood pressure, reduce joint pain, and even help you sleep better. Let's explore 4 healing cheeses every senior should know, enjoy, and benefit from. 1. Swiss Gruyere, the heart helper. Swiss Gruyere isn't just delicious, it's medicine in disguise. Made from the raw milk of alpine grazing cows, this cheese is rich in propionic acid, a natural compound proven to lower inflammation markers like CRP, reduce LDL cholesterol, and support gut flora, a critical ally in senior immune health. Even more, Gruyere is one of the highest natural sources of vitamin B12, a vitamin that nearly 1 in 5 adults over 60 are deficient in. Low B12 contributes to fatigue, memory loss, and nerve problems. Just a small serving can restore clarity and energy. Gruyere also shines in its aging process. Unlike mass-produced cheeses, it's matured for months, allowing glutathione precursors to develop, compounds your liver converts into your body's master antioxidant. This supports heart cells, reduces oxidative stress, and can even slow age-related cognitive decline. What's more, Gruyere is gentle on aging stomachs. Its proteins are partially broken down through natural fermentation, making it easier to digest, especially for seniors with reduced stomach acid. How to enjoy it? 1 to 2 ounces at room temperature, once or twice per week. Pair with steamed vegetables or sprouted bread for fiber synergy. Avoid grilling or high heat. Preserve the healing compounds. A real story. Marjorie, 73, had growing fatigue, weak legs, and was afraid of getting old. Her daughter replaced her lunch meat and processed cheese with Gruyere slices paired with leafy greens. In just 2 months, Marjorie felt steadier on her feet, her mood lifted, and her daily naps became a thing of the past. 2. Aged Parmesan, the bone and brain booster. Forget the powder in a green can. Real aged Parmigiano Reggiano is a treasure trove of nutrition for anyone over 60. With over 330 milligrams of calcium per ounce, more than milk, it fortifies bones without the bloating that milk often causes in older adults. It's also naturally lactose-free, thanks to its 24-plus-month aging process, which breaks down sugar and protein molecules. But what really makes Parmesan shine is tyrosine, an amino acid formed in aged cheeses that boosts the production of dopamine and norepinephrine. These neurotransmitters support memory, focus, and emotional balance, especially crucial in seniors prone to brain fog or mild anxiety. This cheese also contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein that supports muscle retention, immune repair, and metabolic health. How to enjoy it? Shave or crumble onto warm veggies, lentils, or even apples for contrast. Best enjoyed post-meal to support digestion and blood sugar control. Real story. Robert, 68, often woke up at 2 a.m., restless and anxious. After his doctor recommended tryptophan and tyrosine foods, he added 1 ounce of Parmesan after dinner. Within weeks, his sleep improved, and he described his thinking as less cloudy. 3. Raw grass-fed cheddar, the anti-inflammatory ally. Don't confuse this with bright orange cheddar blocks in plastic wrap. We're talking about raw, grass-fed cheddar, often sold at health stores or farmers markets. What makes it powerful? It contains 500% more CLA than grain-fed cheese. CLA helps lower belly fat, reduce inflammatory cytokines, and support cardiovascular health, especially in those with metabolic syndrome or prediabetes. It's also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the same fats found in fatty fish, which support memory, reduce blood pressure, and promote heart rhythm stability. And let's not forget vitamin K2, critical in redirecting calcium into bones and away from soft tissues. Combined with probiotics and natural enzymes from raw milk, this cheddar becomes a living food that supports gut-brain harmony. How to enjoy it? 1 to 1.5 ounces in the afternoon, paired with fermented vegetables or nuts. Don't heat. Let it soften at room temperature to maximize probiotic benefit. Story of change. George, 75, dealt with foggy mornings and stiff joints. After switching to raw cheddar, his wife noticed he moved more easily, and George said, "I feel more awake before my coffee." 4. Aged Gouda, the gut-brain connector. Aged Gouda may be the most underrated brain-boosting cheese for older adults. It's extremely rich in vitamin K2, helping prevent arterial calcification and stiffening. But beyond that, it's a source of postbiotics, compounds formed during fermentation that reduce gut inflammation and improve neurotransmitter function. These postbiotics directly stimulate the gut-brain axis, the communication line between your gut bacteria and your emotional cognitive center. That's why many seniors who eat aged Gouda regularly report fewer mood swings, better digestion, and more restful sleep. Gouda also contains moderate levels of calcium, phosphorus, and butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that nourishes colon cells and supports immune function. How to enjoy. Pair 1 ounce of aged Gouda with pear slices or apples. It's gentle, subtly sweet, and helps regulate post-meal blood sugar. True case. Linda, 66, felt chronically anxious and bloated after meals. Her naturopath suggested aged cheese with fiber. After 3 weeks of aged Gouda and sliced apples at lunch, Linda called it her gut-soothing ritual. If you want my personal timing guide for eating these 4 healing cheeses, when, how, and what to pair them with, just drop a comment, healing cheese, and I'll send it your way. Let food be your wisdom, and let cheese become your quiet healer. Now that you know the cheeses that heal, it's time to talk about the ones that quietly harm. These are the cheeses that millions of older adults consume every day, often with trust, even nostalgia, never realizing the hidden damage being done to their hearts, brains, and immune systems. Let's begin with the most deceptive of all. Processed cheese slices. They're soft, easy to melt, and cleverly marketed as good sources of calcium. But don't be fooled. These slices are rarely more than 50% actual cheese. The rest, a cocktail of chemicals: sodium phosphate, emulsifiers, industrial oils, synthetic colors, and often hidden trans fats. Sodium phosphate is particularly dangerous for aging kidneys. It pulls calcium out of bones while stiffening blood vessels from the inside. Over time, it accelerates arterial aging and increases the risk of hypertension, calcification, and kidney overload. Emulsifiers, added to keep the product smooth, destroy the delicate balance of gut bacteria your heart depends on to regulate inflammation and cholesterol. And while labels may claim zero trans fat, U.S. law allows up to 0.5 grams per serving without disclosure. That means even just 1 slice a day can, over time, spike your LDL cholesterol and silently erode vascular health. The sad truth? Many older adults turn to these slices thinking they're light, digestible, or calcium-rich. But what they're actually getting is a highly processed, low-nutrition product that drains their energy and builds long-term risk. Next, cheese spreads. Creamy, nostalgic, and often found in cheerful packaging, these seem like innocent indulgences. But what's inside tells a different story. Hydrogenated oils, still used in many spreads, are among the worst kinds of trans fats, linked directly to heart attacks, strokes, and systemic inflammation. Added MSG and artificial flavors hijack your brain's chemical balance, triggering mood swings, fog, and headaches. And worse, many of these spreads contain phthalates, hormone-disrupting chemicals that leach in from plastic packaging, affecting your metabolism, thyroid, and even cognitive function. If you've noticed worsening fatigue, anxiety, or digestive issues after eating these products, it's not a coincidence. Your body is reacting to something it can no longer process without strain. And yet millions still smear them on crackers daily, believing they're harmless comfort foods. Now let's talk about pre-shredded cheese. Convenient? Yes. But clean? Not at all. To prevent clumping, manufacturers coat shredded cheese in cellulose, a fiber made from wood pulp. They also add antifungal agents like natamycin to extend shelf life. While these ingredients may keep the product looking fresh, they do the opposite inside your body. Cellulose creates a barrier that blocks your gut from absorbing calcium, vitamin D, and other essential fat-soluble nutrients. It also interferes with digestion, particularly in older adults whose enzyme production has declined. Worse still, shredded cheese oxidizes more quickly than blocks, leading to high histamine levels, which can cause bloating, itchiness, headaches, even mood instability. If you've eaten pizza or a casserole with shredded cheese and felt off afterward, puffy, sleepy, or anxious, it may not be the food itself. It may be your body reacting to additives and degraded proteins. Finally, blue cheese. Yes, it's bold. Yes, it's beloved by many. But for seniors, it comes with a price, one that often isn't worth paying. The signature veins of blue cheese are caused by mold, specifically Penicillium roqueforti, which produces tyramine, histamines, and palmitic acid in large quantities. While these compounds may be tolerated by younger systems, they become problematic after 60. Tyramine can spike blood pressure and trigger severe migraines in sensitive individuals. Histamines found in aged and fermented foods are harder to break down as we age, leading to allergy-like symptoms, anxiety, heart palpitations, and sleep disturbances. Palmitic acid, a highly inflammatory fat, contributes to plaque buildup and insulin resistance, two of the biggest drivers of heart disease. For those taking antidepressants or blood pressure medications, blue cheese can even become dangerous, causing reactions that mimic stroke symptoms. And because its strong smell can mask spoilage, seniors with reduced digestive resilience are more vulnerable to foodborne illness. So what's the bottom line? If you're over 60, your body isn't what it used to be. Your arteries are more sensitive, your brain is more vulnerable. Your immune system is working harder just to keep things in balance. The last thing it needs is a daily dose of hidden toxins, industrial additives, and inflammatory overload. The four worst offenders: processed slices, cheese spreads, pre-shredded blends, and blue cheese don't just lack nutrition. They actively add burden. They interfere with digestion, disrupt your gut-brain connection, and create the perfect storm for fatigue, confusion, and long-term decline. But the good news? Awareness brings freedom. You don't need to fear cheese. You just need to choose wisely. Replace these harmful types with healing varieties, like aged Parmesan, Gruyere, Gouda, and raw grass-fed cheddar, and you'll begin to notice the difference. In your clarity, in your energy, in the way your body feels after every meal, you have more power than you think. The cheese on your plate is either building you up or breaking you down. Choose healing. Leave the rest behind. Avoiding harmful cheeses is just the beginning. True healing happens when you take small, daily steps that support your heart, your brain, and your body's natural rhythm. Start with something simple: your breath. Each morning, before reaching for coffee or breakfast, step outside. Let the morning light touch your skin. Then take 10 slow, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. That sunlight, combined with conscious breathing, doesn't just energize you. It resets your internal clock, calms your nervous system, and triggers the natural production of vitamin D, a critical nutrient for your bones, blood vessels, and mood. As you breathe, bring your focus inward. Visualize your heart being nourished by the oxygen you're drawing in. Every breath is a message of safety to your body, reducing stress hormones that silently raise blood pressure and weaken blood vessels. Now, let's talk food. Not just what to avoid, but how to eat better. When you do enjoy cheese, pair it with foods that help restore balance. Fresh apple slices provide pectin and fiber to support your gut and regulate blood sugar. Kale delivers magnesium and antioxidants that help relax blood vessels and ease tension. A drizzle of aged balsamic vinegar adds flavor, while delivering polyphenols that support healthy circulation and inflammation control. These aren't just culinary tips. They're healing rituals. They turn each meal into an act of nourishment, helping your body digest better, absorb more nutrients, and keep calcium flowing to the bones, not your arteries. And at night, before bed, practice the 4-7-8 breathing method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale slowly for 8. This signals your body to wind down, calms a racing heart, and lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that's often elevated in seniors and linked to heart strain during sleep. You don't need more medication. You need rhythm, a breath, a walk, the right food on your plate, light on your face, gratitude in your heart. That's how healing starts. And to make it easier, I've created a free 3-day cheese-friendly meal plan that supports heart health and digestion, complete with daily food pairings and gentle lifestyle tips. Just comment, "I need the menu," and I'll send it your way. Because your body was made to heal. One breath, one bite, one peaceful moment at a time. You've just learned the truth about cheese, which ones quietly protect your heart and brain, and which ones you should leave behind, no matter how delicious the label makes them sound. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom. Freedom to choose foods that love you back. Freedom to age with strength, clarity, and peace of mind. Here at Senior Health Wisdom, we believe in one thing: that your body was designed to heal, naturally. Not through pills, not through fear, but through knowledge, breath, movement, and food as nature intended. Every video, every guide, every story we share comes from a place of service. Not to scare you, but to serve you. Not to sell you, but to support you. If this video helped you feel wiser, lighter, or more hopeful, please pass it on to someone you care about. Together, we can make aging something beautiful again. Until next time, take a deep breath, step into the sun, and remember, you're never alone on this journey. We're Senior Health Wisdom, and we'll be right here when you need us.